Now, people, all I'm asking you to do is act white. That's all I'm asking. Just act white. You white people know how to act white. You've been doing it all your lives. You people of color know how to act white. The way to get ahead in this society, if you're a person of color, is to act as white as you possibly can. Now, am I exaggerating here? Is that the message that this society sends?
Assimilate.
Assimilate really means act white. Assimilate means be as similar to the power group as you possibly can be, which means act white. And you can turn intelligent, bright, committed, conscientious, ambitious people into people who act lazy and slovenly and stupid and slow and unmotivated. And you can do it in 15 to 20 minutes, and that's what you're going to do this morning.
Martin Luther King was killed on April 4th, 1968. I was teaching third grade in an all-white, all-Christian community. I needed to explain the death of Martin Luther King to my students. I didn't know how to do it, except by allowing them to walk in the shoes of a child of color for a day. The first time I did it, no one knew until my students wrote essays about it, and those were published in the paper. And then the Johnny Carson show called and asked me if I would come in and do the Johnny Carson show. Then people in the community found out about it. Then all kinds of unpleasant things happened. I got vicious calls in the night. We got, probably between 500 and 600 letters, a third of them so ugly and so obscene that I couldn't share them with my third graders. That fall, when people came to register their children for school, their offspring for school, 20% of those who had children coming into third grade said to the principal, "Don't put my kid in Elliot's classroom." Every year after that, the same thing happened, only sometimes parents would call in and say, "I don't want my kid in that nigger lover's classroom." And the principal never had to say, "Which nigger lover do you mean?" Because we all knew there was only one. My children were beaten and spit on, my own offspring. We have 4 children. They were abused by their peers, by their teachers, by the parents of their peers. My parents lost their business. My father died totally isolated 3 years ago in the community in which his great-grandfather was one of the first settlers, isolated because he had raised the town's nigger lover. I've learned a whole lot about racism.